Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharusibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namah. Om Nidhaye Brahma Vidyanam Bhishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Chinmayam Vyabhyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. Om Namaste Rudramanyava Uto Taishave Namaha. Namaste Astu Danvane Bahubhyam Utate Namaha. Ya Taisho Shivatama Shivam Babhovate Dhanuho. Shivasharavya Tavatayano Rudramrudaya. Ya Te Rudra Shiva Tanura Ghora Papakashini. Tayanastanu Shantamaya Girishanta Vichakashi. Yamisham Girishanta Haste Vivarshastave. Shivam Giritratam Kurumahigamse Purushan Jagata. Shivena Vachasatva Girishachhavadamasi. Yathana Sarvamid Jagata Yakshmagam Sumana Asada. Adhyavochadadi Vakta Pratamo Daivyo Bhishaga. Ahigascha Sarvaan Jambhayan Sarvaashchayatu Dhanyah. Asauyastamro Arunauta Babrusu Mangalah. Ye Semagam Rudra Abhito Dikshushrita. Sahasrasho Vaishagam Heda Imahe. Asavyo Vasarpati Nilagrivo Vilohitaha. Utainam Gopa Adrushannudaharyah. Utainam Vishwabhutani Sadrushto Mrudayatinaha. Namo Astu Nilagривaya Sahasrakshaya Midhushe. Tato ye asya sattva noham tebhyo karannamah. Pramunchadanvanastva mubayorartniyorjyam. Yascha dehastaishava parata bhagavo vapa. Avatatyadhanustvagam sahasrakshashate te. Nishirya shalyanam mukha shivona sumana bhava. Vidyam dhanuh kabardino vishalyo banavagam uta. Aneshannasyeshava abhurasya nishangati. Yate hetirmidhushtamahste babhuvate danu. Tayasman vishwatastvamayaksmaya paribhuja. Namaste astvayudaya natataya drushnave. Ubhabhyam utate namo bahubhyam tavadhanvane. Parite dhanvano hetirasman vranaktu vishwadah. Athoya ishudistavare asmannidehitam shambhave namah. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Triambagaya Trivarandagaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagni Rudraya Nilakantaya Mrutyunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Today's single thought is, certainly we have to be on the spiritual path, doing our sadhana regularly, sincerely, with clarity of the understanding and commitment. When all this sadhana is happening through us, one care which can help us is, let all this sadhana be as simple and as effortless and as unassuming as possible. Let it be silent. Let it be secret. Let it be quiet. Let it not be with too much of publicity, pomp and posh. For avoiding all the inner and outer disturbances and distractions. It should be effortless, happy, joyful, simple, smooth, continuous, conscious, regular, sincere, incessant flow. to such an extent that people around us also should not know that we are sadhakas. Anyway, by our behavior they understand it. But same time, when we are doing sincerely, nobody need know. It is only inner journey, inner path for our own inner unfoldment. There is nothing outwardly to do the tamasha of it or exhibition of it. Second is, even when we are doing also, let there not be any too much of worries, anxieties, or tensions or excitements. Regrets and guilts that sometimes we could not do, or over enthusiasm that sometimes we could do more. These are all the signs of doing the sadhana as the karma, and we the sadhakas are the kartas. Then we only get the outer result, not the inner transformation. We must know our sadhana, our guru must know our sadhana, the Lord knows it. Other than that, whether we are doing little bit of study or japa, whether we are doing our auditions, satsangas, whether we are making our own notes, whether we are slowly entering into the travel or path of contemplation, whether we are slowly entering into the next level of meditation, let it happen unassumingly, quietly, simple. It should be in such a way that the intellect commits about the sadhana, and sadhana is just done under the guidance and commandment of the intellect in such a way that even the mind also is not told about it. If you tell the mind, immediately it starts revolting, reacting, resisting, restraining, rejecting, regretting, refusing, all that the mind starts doing. For example, you have to get up in the morning, 5 o'clock or so, for meditation. Nothing to be too much seriously worried about. You have to get up in the morning, tell to yourself at the night, morning put the alarm, never mind, the alarm. And before, if you have to get up at 5 in the morning, dinner should be little earlier, it should be less oily or less quantity, all that cares. Then only we'll be able to get. Got up at 5, no discussion with anybody, no discussion with the mind. Already planned. What we'll do at 5 o'clock, get up, 5-10 minutes, little pranayama, fresh air, so that the oxygen flow is very good and thus all body and limbs are little active, dynamic, sattvic. Then the due freshness we have, if it is Saguna Upasana you want to do early morning, inevitable to have bath. Nirguna Dhyanam, no need, just wash your hands and feet and just sit and Aham Brahmas. Whatever. Quietly when we get up, get up. When you take bath, take bath. Then no need to be discussed about. What happens is, in our over-excitement and enthusiasm, what happens is, many of the imaginations about the impossibilities or inabilities of doing, or the imaginations about the fear whether result will come or not, or the comparison with others, these are all unwanted thought flow, which only drains away our inspiration, our time and our energy. There are only 3-4 things to be understood. 1, I am a human being. Second, I have to know the self. Third, I have to do sadhana for that. 4, these are my sadhanas. 5, as a part of this total world, I have some duties, obligations to perform, and I will have to go through some prarabdha. This is all. Entire life should be in 2. More than that, all else is only a wool gathering. It's all unwanted. If this is understood, though looks to be simple, and is practiced, what happens is, whatever the little knowledge about sadhana we know, that starts helping us maximum. Otherwise, maximum of the knowledge we have about the sadhana and siddhi, but because of all these disturbances and distractions, that maximum sadhana is practically done very minimum And that minimum also is not sincere, therefore it will never yield satisfactory result. So the clarity of picture and then all sadhana. Today you decided, let us say Monday, let me chant once Rudram entirely. Just I have my spare time. So what is to be discussed there? With anybody or with our own mind? It is my prayer to my Lord Rudra to bless me on my spiritual path. I am recently taught the meaning of this Rudram little bit. I know I took up the book and Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Namaste Om Namo Hiranyabhave. He went on chanted. That is over. Your prayer is registered there. That moment is spiritually utilized. That time the mind is modified to be with the Lord. That type of spiritual samskaras have entered in the mind. All the best things have happened. Full stop. If possible, take up another sadhana. Do it in same, simple, sincere, at the same time, a mood of joy, a mood of satisfaction and contentment, a little mood of, feeling that I am blessed by the Lord, I am given this opportunity. Not excitement. Don't jump out of the skin, but the feeling that I am on the path. I am not so bad as I was, or as I think, or as the people imagine, but I am also. With this feeling, karte rehna. So what happens with this? The ego is not given undue importance. The pressure of vasanas is curtailed. The habitual disturbance of the mind also kept aside for the future. The unwanted indulgence through the senses is avoided. The world is not allowed to enter into us. The world is not allowed to disturb me. This is how consciously, fully involved in that. Some people ask, what is sadhana? Sadhana is not one day a week or 1 hour a day. It is a continuous conscious awareness of where I have to reach, am I on the path. This is 24/7. If this is done, there will be greater joy of doing, greater joy of reaching also. So this is a thought for the day. Let it be simple, joyful. Now, by the grace of Bhagavan Vedavyasa, all the Rishi Parampara, Guru Tattva and the God, in our this Aham Brahmasmi, Chinmayam, Mantram, Mananam, Meditation, Dhyanam session, we have taken up the study, chanting, contemplation, meditation of Upanishads. Yesterday we explained in short what are Vedas. Also we explained what is Upanishad. It is Vedanta. The theme of Upanishad is Brahma Vidya or Atma Vidya. The study of Upanishad means getting the anubhava of Brahma or Atma Sarupa, thereby getting rid of all avidya and avidya krita dosha. The ignorance caused all shortcomings and miseries are eliminated by the attainment of the Atma Vidya or Brahma Vidya. That is the purpose of this Upanishads. That is what we said. We took up Ishavasya Upanishad. It is from Shukla Yajurveda Kanva Shakha. Now, when we are going to study Upanishads one after the other from yesterday, today, for next maybe 4 or 6 months, even beyond, few things we have to keep in mind. One is utter deep respect and reverence to the theme of Upanishads called as Paramatma, about whom we are just gathering information, and we will reach him ultimately. Equal amount of respect and reverence to the Rishi Parampara. This respect and reverence, the feeling of deep gratitude, cannot be picturized, cannot be demonstrated, cannot be shown. It is tried to be explained or conveyed. The one who is listening, he has to catch it and develop that one. Because if these things are not there, we take this most divine aspect of the life called as Upanishad study also as casually as any other routines of the day. No. That respect and reverence gives us the gratitude and commitment which creates that required depth of application and sincerity, which alone means the business of studying the Upanishad. Third thing is, to the theme we have to have the deep respect, reverence, to the Rishi Parampara. Thirdly, more importantly, to that particular Upanishad or the Shastra, in which every pada, every shabda, every vakya, every shloka of that Upanishad has to be nothing short of Paramatma alone. That type of attitude we have to consciously create, cultivate, develop, sustain. It is a must. Because the study of Upanishads is very deep. You cannot emotionally explain about it and create that emotional respect as it is done in the case of something else, like the national patriotism, like the devotion toward the Saguna Sakara, or the devotion towards the parents. We can talk about them so emotionally in a poetic form and create that enthusiasm. Let us awake, let us fight for the country. In Upanishad also that sentence are there. Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavara, Nivodata. Even in this Upanishad also they are there. But while being explained, because it is our meditation session and all, we will be quietly doing that as we gave in the introduction. But the onus and the responsibility is there in each one of us to create that respect and reverence for the theme, for the Rishi Parampara, for the Shastra. And not only to these three, the two more things. The fourth one is to this particular session of our dhyanam for 45 minutes, whatever 1 hour, let us have that feeling of devotion, that feeling of, the loving attitude towards that, the respectful attitude. Which means the preparation, the readiness with the book, the attitude of wanting to learn, wanting to study, wanting to understand, wanting to implement. ये सब इस सेशन के प्रति होना है. Let it not be compulsion. Let it not a casual thing. Let it not an entertainment or time pass. Let it be really one of the most beautiful things. Fifth one is, as we started saying so, the same respect, reverence to our own selves. That we are chosen by the Shruti Mata. That we are chosen by the Rishi Parampara. That we are chosen by the Gurus, Vedavyasa Ityadi. That they are revealing this knowledge to us. So respecting ourselves therefore is to try to live up to the level of these Upanishad sadhanas and not to degrade ourselves. Again to be worldly. Again to be emotional. Again to be sensuous. Again to be at the Dehasthiti. That is disrespect to us. Not that way. Let us respect ourselves also and then slowly, steadily study, understand, do and evolve. Now, these are to be kept in mind every day. It cannot be repeated every day. Maybe new thoughts. With that, we have seen yesterday the Shanti mantra of this beautiful Ishavasya Upanishad, which said, Om Atha Shukla Yajurvedantargata Ishavasya Upanishad Shanti mantra Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thus, that Lord Infinite before the creation is Purnam. Purnam Idam. This entire Idam Rupena Grahya Jagat also is Purnam. This Purnam, Purnat Purnam Udachyate. This Purnam has come from that Purnam only. This coming is not in the form of modification or creation. This coming is in the form of imagination. Like the cloth is not modified out of the thread, nor it is created out of the thread. Cloth is an imagination on the thread. And that is why the imaginary cloth can disappear, but not the truth, the reality, the thread. This infinite world is the appearance only. That is how. That is how when the Vedanta is inquired, the relation between the absolute truth, Paramatma, Parabrahma, reality, Atma, and the world, when it is inquired about, is it a Karya-Karana Sambandha? It is Drashta-Drushya Sambandha. How it is made? Ultimately they say, Vivarta-Karana Sambandha. It means, without the original thing changing even an iota in all the 3 periods of time, yet it is seen as, imagined as something other than it, that is called as Vivarta. Like the rope has not changed to become the snake. Without an iota of the rope being changed in its essential nature, the snake is imagined. In the same way, Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Now there are a lot of explanations in this. Only one thing I touch. That is Purnam, Paramatma, infinite. He always deserves our respect and reverence. This also is Purnam. This is also to be respected. Especially Purnat Purnamudachyate. When you respect some of your family members or relations, from them if a representative comes, don't we equally respect that person? In the same way, this Purnam has come from that Purna Paramatma. Therefore, this also deserves the due respect and reverence. This is how the corollary, byproduct explanations go on being explained through these Veda mantras, which help us in setting right our Vyavahara, thereby our Antakarana gets set in proper attitude, which becomes conducive for the inner sadhana of Atmanatma Vicharana. Purnat Purnamudachyate. Now, that Paramatma, on the seat of meditation ultimately to an individual, or at the time of total Samashti Pranaya, Purnasya Purnamadaya. Of the entire world, the entirety of it, without sparing even little. It takes into itself. Then it remains as itself in its pristine glory of infinitude. Now there are a lot of consequences. When this way our contemplation is on that infinite Paramatma, as expressing as Jagat also, as ourselves also, we understand that everything is infinite, as a result of which the fears of finitude or disappearance, which is called as samsara, all of that gets dissolved once for all. Now the example is, the waker is Purnaha. From the waker, the dream world came, that also is the Purna. When the dream ends, the entirety of the dream world of things and beings and in its ancient inanimate world, and there the interaction between the beings or the things and the happenings there, the situations, all those experiences, changes, modifications. There can be a heavy rain in the dream. There can be earthquake. There can be cyclone. There can be volcano. There can be wars. There can be lot of different things. Infinite of the world can be in the dream. But all of that, when we wake up, who is taking it back into? Naturally, the one who remains, he alone has taken it back. Who remained when we wake up? The waker. Therefore, who has taken the entire dream world? The waking mind alone. And this waking mind again is free from that imaginary dream world in its own total infinite freedom as the waking mind. In the same way, the entire world has come from that Purna Paramatma. It is Purna, and it is sustained and supported by that Paramatma alone. And ultimately, it merges back into Him only to remain as Him. That's how every river runs again back to merge into its own cause, the infinite ocean. Everything in this world tries to go back into in its own earlier stature or the nature. Any example you take, so too, each of our limitations which are felt now because of identity with the limited upadhis, is trying to again reach to that infinitude only. But unfortunately, uninformed, it is trying to reach to that infinity through the finite means and finite upadhis, because of which it is becoming impossible. Only by knowledge or knowing that I am already infinite, so far what I lived is only imagination and projection on me, and that imagination projection, when it is outrightly rejected, the entire infinity of mine, which is always there, is experienced by me. This is how the Shanti mantra, whenever we chant, has to be chanted with the mood of contemplation. When in group we chant, the focus is on chanting in a rhythm along with others. But these are all not the chantings to be done with others. These are to be chanted within our own selves, in our own secret chambers of meditation and contemplation. Then the mind mouth is chanting, the intellect is contemplating. Goes on. That is how Upanishads are meditated upon to experience the truth, which takes effort and time. We will give it. Now the first mantra we started chanting yesterday and seen almost half of it. As we are saying, some of the goals now. In the 6, 7, 8 days, when we are going to study this Ishavasya Upanishad, our goals are first, being regular and sincere. Second is very attentive and conscious and concentrated while listening. Third, as the target of number of chanting 108 is given, because now these are small mantras, it should not be difficult, must be done. Fourth, we become familiar that we are chanting or studying an Upanishad, conscious of. We must be conscious that the Upanishad is a part of Vedanta. We must be conscious that the Upanishad talks about Brahma Vidya. Thereafter, we are studying this Upanishad Ishavasyam with 18 beautiful mantras and Shanti mantra. This entire awareness should be in our mind. The effort to become aware of this alone increases the awareness in us, which leads us to the meditation and of awareness. Ultimately, we become as awareness. Secondly, every mantra when we are chanting, let our target be by heart that mantra, by intellect that mantra, and by meditation that experience that mantra. आना भी चाहिए वो मंत्र पूरा उच्चारण करना और सीखना. Small Upanishad of 18 mantras, daily 2-3 mantras. If we don't try our best to at least able to chant them, pick them, our efforts are not complete. And thus, in these 8-9 days, with the class here, with your homework, there should be a full satisfaction that to a great extent, intellectually, I have comprehended the theme and essence of the Upanishad. Then, this essence and theme is very divine, very beautiful, very covetable, to be achieved, to be gained. That inspiration we have to cultivate in us. I cannot supply that to you, that you have to become Brahman. I feel it for myself, that I have to know the truth. You feel or you want to become a minister, you want to become a megastar. That is your goal, so you have to change it. Then the studied Upanishad starts becoming useful through sadhana and contemplation. That is the fourth stage. But now we are conscious that we are studying this Upanishad. At least the bird's eye view, a clarity of it comes to us. I will put my due efforts for that. This study of Upanishad and meditation should not be like the study of earlier Granthas, after studying which in a week's time I have forgotten everything. No. This is where we can keep our own targets. Right. First mantra, Om Ishavasyamidagam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Ma Grudha Kasya Svit Dhanam. The Rishi got revelation of the truth and he has put it in the form of words in this Upanishad. In this first mantra, the 4 parts are there. The first part says about our duty, about our kartavya. It also is an advice, loving and kind from the Rishi. It is also an answer be attentive. For the continuous constant problems which are coming from the worlds within and without. It is also an answer to the question where and whence and how I will be consistently, continuously, effortlessly stationed in my goal of bliss and beatitude. All these things are said in one sentence or the first pada. First pada is an explanation for all these things. Like an order, Ishavasyamidagam sarvam. Let the entire world be seen as permeated by the Ishvara. This is my order to you. Suggestion also, Ishavasyamidagam sarvam. The suggestion to you is, try and seeing the whole world as Ishvara alone. Then the solution to all the problems, you are seeing the world as other than Ishvara. That is why we are creating Raga Dvesha, which are causing dukkha in our world. Now, if you start seeing the world as Ishvara permeated alone, do we have that loggerhead fightings with this world? Or that excessive demands and things from the world? We take whatever the Lord or Guru gives us as prasadam. Therefore the world is taken as Ishvara. We take everything as prasadam. There is no samsara. And then, who is Ananda Swarupa? Ishvara alone. Then how will I be Ananda Swarupa when I discover Ishvara? How to discover Ishvara? See, the entire world is Ishavasya. And what is said in one sentence as Ishavasyamidam sarvam is explained in 110 vibhutis in the evening class of Bhagavat Mahapurana, which these Telugu people are studying. The evening class is the expansion of the morning sentence. So first sloka is the same. Ultimately, the goal also is this. What is the goal? Whatever is seen as idam alone is also is recognized as same Ishvara. Then our ultimate goal of reaching to the truth or reality is achieved. I told only 5 to you. There are 20, 50 we can explain, go on. That is the depth of the Upanishad mantras, just to demonstrate to you before we come to the wrong conclusion with the short explanations that, oh, Upanishad itna hi hai kya? Is that all Upanishad? To avoid that conclusion in us, I am just telling you only the literal definitions of the first sentence. I have not explained that again. We have not given the udaharana examples. We have not logically have explained. They are all following that. That is how the Upanishad is deeply studied. Now, the second aspect of this first pada is, what is the main meaning? The entire idam rupena gruhita jagat, whether it is the world of names and forms outside, whether it is the world of inner thoughts, Ishavasyam, to be covered by Ishvara. So that the Ishvara alone is seen, not the names and forms. And who is Ishvara here? Where is he Ishvara? Why he is called as Ishvara? When we know that, then how to do the Vasyam of this Idam Jagat is understood. So here he says, Bhagavan Adi Shankara in his commentary, Ishte iti Ishu. The one who rules and controls, that power is called as Ishana Shakti. The one who is God, that power is called as Ishvara. With that Ishvara and Ishana Shakti, the world has to be covered by us. So that the cover is seen, not the world. After some time, the scene goes away, the cover alone, the self alone is experienced. The Nama Rupa disappears. Then what and how this Ishvara does this ruling, controlling of the world? The explanation is, by being the self or the Atma of everything. That is how first vibhuti, aham atma gudakesha sarvabhutashaya stitaha. Today also we will see, Uddhava will be told that the Atma is my first vibhuti. And what is the Swarupa of the Atma? In the very first shloka itself, Bhagavan Adi Shankara gives the entire essence of Vedanta. By being Sat Chit. So, Sat Chit Rupa Atma Banakar Paramatma is Nama Rupa Jagataka Ishana Karte Rehte Hai. Now the next and last step. Then what is the relation between that Sat Chit and me? The relation between Sat Chit and me is inevitably that Sat Chit has to be me alone. Because the experience to me about myself is always I exist, I exist, I exist. And I am conscious and I am conscious and I am conscious of my existence. As so and so is later on. But first I am conscious of my existence, then as Jiva, then as Deha, then as Purusha, then as brother. Ye sab baat ki baat. But I am existing. Nobody can deny that मैं नहीं हूँ, ऐसा नहीं कर सकते कोई. मैं हूँ ही. अज्ञानी हूँ, बेवकूफ हूँ, that is secondary, that is intellectual. But मैं हूँ. I am. That is existence. I am conscious of myself. This is consciousness. This is called as the Satchit is Atma, Atma is Satchit. What Bhagavan said, I as an Atma of everything, doing the Ishana of everything. And thus, the Ishvara as the Atma, as the Satchit, and as my own self is to be permeated by everything. Today we are seeing Nama Rupa Jagat. In that Nama Rupa Jagat, the Sat Chit behind that is not at all given importance. When Sat Chit itself is not recognized, how can we call that the Sat Chit alone is everywhere as Ishvara? That Sat Chit alone is in me also as myself. Wahan tak next step jayenge hi na. Because we are satisfied with the name and form and the modifications of the name and form. We are entertained with that. It looks to be enough for us. So this is the meaning of that. Ishavasya midagam sarvam. By Ishvara as the Atma, as Satchit, he is doing the ruling of everything. With that Satchit Rupa Atma Vastu, who is Ishvara, we have to permeate the world. In other words, see every name and form as your own self. Not the self which is again specified as this person, but the self as Satchit. Therefore, entire world of name and form is nothing but Sat Chit Atma. This is how Vasyam. We have to continuously, when the senses and mind is reporting the world to be names and forms and thoughts, immediately the intellect which gained this knowledge of Upanishad should say that, O Indriyas and O Mana, as you are reporting, yes, there is name and form, there is thought. But in fact, the entire name and form and thoughts are actually the Sat and Chit and the Atma. That's why weightage to the Satchit Atma is given more and more, and the weightage given to the Nama Rupa is given less and less. A day will come wherein our perceptions and emotions or the thoughts are not deceiving our knowledge that everything is Satchit Atma alone. That is also realization. And there are a lot of things from the Upasana, Drushti, Ishavasyam, how it helps us. Bahut sara hai. This one line only can be told for months together. So this much we understand before we go for our meditation. Ishavasyam idagam sarvam is an order, a suggestion, a duty, a sadhana, a goal, in which it is said that the inner mind of idam and outer world of idam both have to be consciously, deliberately covered by us. That they are all the Isha only, Ishvara only. Who is the Ishvara? The Atma of everything. What is the Atma of everything? Satchit only. Because without Satchit, that thing will not exist. Anything for that matter. And the relation between that Satchit Atma and me is I alone am. So this is how again and again and again this thought has to be pumped deeply into our subconscious mind. Then the meditation starts happening. In the heat of meditation, the wrong notions which are sustaining for a long period of time, like the neighboring countries have occupied our land and they say it is theirs. We have to just attack and take our land. In the same way, the wrong notions that I am the Deha, I am the Jiva, they all in that heat of contemplation born out of the Atma Samskaras which are created because of our continuous Achadhanam of the Jagat with Ishvara, slowly they go away. Our mind and mood becomes more and more meditative about the to be meditated subject that is called as self. Ishavasya midagam sarvam is a jnanam and also is a sadhana. To experience that as a jnanam, we have to do the sadhana of rejecting the nama rupa by replacing it by the Ishwaratva. Ishwara means in Bhakti Shastra, Ishwara is Bhagavan, Bhagavan has got all the gunas. In Vedanta, Ishwara is the Atma. Atma Lakshana is Satchit. Because with Sat is not there, thing is Asat only. It is non-existent. If the Chit is not there, it will not be known by anybody. Therefore, it is equivalent to non-existing again. बिना सतचित का कुछ नहीं हो सकता इस जगत में. सतचित के ऊपर आरोपित ही जगत है. सतचित दो नहीं हो सकते हैं. You cannot be two सत. Then what is the other fellow? If one is सत, दो सत नहीं होना चाहिए. दो चित्त नहीं हो सकते. The सत and चित्त has to be one without second. And every object should have सच्चित behind it. Therefore, world is infinite. Therefore, सच्चित also has to be infinite. That is how Purnamada earlier month. So, Ishavasyam idagam sarvam Svena Rupena Satchit Swarupena Atmana Idagam Sarvam Vasyam Achadaniyam. Now go on doing it. When the world is coming in front of eyes or when the world is in the mind, forcefully say that all these thoughts are nothing but the Satchit Swarupa, Ishvara Swarupa, Atma alone. करते जाओ. जितना करेंगे उतना मेडिटेशन हो रहा है. नहीं करोगे तो नहीं. Second one, yat kincha jagatyam jagat is, don't spare even a little of the entire world of moving and non-moving, external and internal. All that is permeated by Ishvara alone, but we are not able to see it. When we try to see it through the sadhana, the seeing becomes an experience, after which there is no effort needed, there is no ignorance. Third one, tena means because everything is permeated by Ishvara, because of this knowledge, taktena. With this knowledge, obviously, we will do the tyaga. What do we do tyaga? Here when he said tyaga, all tyagas. In Vedanta, the tyaga is talked about three expectations, three desires. One, putra eshana. Second, vitta eshana. Third, loka eshana. Lokeshana means all different lokas I want to go and experience. For that, I have to do yajna yagadi. All that will to be given up. That's a big subject. And as vitta eshana, all these worldly things I must have. Putra eshana, I must indulge in the enjoyments of mine and also through the children when I take care of them. These three are the ones which give the bhoga to us, because of which we become worldly. Now when entire thing is seen as that Purna Ishvara, how can there be Putra Vitta Loka? Therefore there will not be Eshana. Therefore it has to be given up. It is the knowledge alone makes it be given up. Or else, if we keep on giving them up, slowly we understand that because of holding on to them only I was in samsara. That knowledge will be taught. Therefore, tena, by this knowledge, tyaktena, by doing the tyaga of everything. Every nama rupa, every attraction in that nama rupa is a mithya. Then what is to be bhunjitaha? Bhunjita means be in that bliss and beatitude is one meaning. Second, bhunjita means protect yourself and protect your wisdom. That everything is that Ishvara alone. Punjita palayata. Palayata means that is how you continue your life. That is how you protect yourself from these three eshanas by doing the tyaga of them. That is how you protect yourself in your effort of yatkincha jagatyam jagat ishavasyam. That is how you protect yourself as a sadhaka who is evolving in his identity from the Deha Bhava, Jiva Bhava to Atma Bhava. Palayata means so many things and many more. Only few things we are touching. Then, once you are trying to do this, because of the earlier habits or because of the temptations or because of prarabdha, still some things and beings may be around us wanting or expecting us again to get identified with them, to own them. Here the Shruti Mata says, Ma gridhaha kasyasvit dhanam. Gridha means gardhi. Gardhi means covetousness. Means I must by hook or crook possess that. Don't have that gardhi. Grudha is the next step of trishna. Trishna is the next step of kamana. Kamana is next step of kalpana or sankalpa. Sankalpa is next step of shunyata. Shunyata is next step of not doing what we are supposed to do. And not doing what we are supposed to do is the next step of not being ourselves. So when I don't know what I am the being, then I start doing something. Then the doing leads to that emptiness or incompleteness. From that comes a sankalpa. Sankalpa becomes kamana. Kamana becomes trishna. Trishna becomes gardhi or grudha. That grudha is there in us and it expresses as again desires and running towards the world. Grudha is not a vehement, strong jumping into the world. No. It is very forceful helplessness of being worldly the moment we get up in the morning. That is called as grudha. The poison will come and kill the person. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Poison is an aspect of grudha where वो धीरे धीरे अपना काम करके रखता है. The corona is not attacking us by outside. Like China. वो अंदर जाके अपना काम. So ma grudha kasyasvit dhana means, kasyasvit means of anybody. Dhana means the property or the wealth. Don't covet, don't desire, don't have the trishna for the wealth of anybody. There are again 10 meanings are there in this. Only 2-3 I will tell you. Kasyasvit manam, literally, don't covet kasyasvit, anybody's wealth. Second is kaha means paramatma. Kasyasvit dhanam, everything is Paramatma's alone. How can you have trishna for it? You cannot. Third is kasyasvit dhanam. Is there anything other than Paramatma after doing Ishavasya Midagam Sarvam? Yatkincha jagatyam jagatyena tekta nahi. There is no dhana alone is there as a reality. Then how can there be grudha for it? Fourth one is swasya atma dhanam. When you got it, which is infinite bliss, then what is the need of kasyasvit dhanam? When you yourself have sufficient resources in your house, why should we covet the wealth of others? Are you a politician or what? Are a corrupt officer or what? No need. Mahagrudha kasyasvit dhanam. Thought also will not be there. On the other hand, we only give others. So this way, the first thing is the goal. Second is, third is the application of it. Fourth is the result of it. Goal is Ishavasya Midagam Sarvam. And where is it to be applied? Yatkincha jagatyam jagat. While doing that, what is the observation? We have to see the change in us. Tena tyaktena bhunjitaha. What is the conclusion? Mahagrudha kasyasvit dhanam. This is how the Upanishad Bhansas are very sublime and beautiful and subtler. This is one mantra. Keep it in mind. Lot of deeper meanings are there. On them we have to do lot of churning. And when the churning leads to some logical understandings, we have to see that our life is lived based on this understanding or our own misunderstanding. All our misunderstandings have to be replaced by this scriptural understanding. That is called as sadhana. Then we will see the result. And in a large parlance, when up to 39 chapters, the Karma Kanda is explained, exhaustion of all that Karma Kanda and dramas, now Guru says, all this is done and so far over, let us do the higher sadhana of Ishavasya Midagam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam. Let us not enjoy this worldly bhoga. This is only by limiting us. If you have the Indra bhoga, it limits you to be Indra. If you have the human being bhoga, it limits you to human being. Therefore, tena tyaktena, let us give everything. Then thereafter, don't allow again that ignorance to come and attack us. Mahagrudha kasyasvit dhanam. So practically, if you reversely also say, Mahagrudha kasyasvit dhanam, don't own anybody's property, give up. Then first, second one, tena tyaktena bhunjidaha, whatever you have, that also you give to everybody. Then yatkincha jagatyam jagat, go to the world and start serving the world. Fourth one, while serving the world, slowly develop the thought that you are not serving the world of name and form, you are serving the Ishvara alone who is permeating. Then you reach the Om. Now see one mantra in how many ways it is explained. So many are there. And they can be more deeply also logically explained. Only a taste of it we have seen today. Now, second one, if this is not done by some people who are not qualified for this ultimate sadhana of giving up everything, don't coveting anything, even if it comes from unasked, and continuously contemplating on the presence of Atma, Ishvara everywhere, if that ability and guts of the inner mind and intellect are not there, the intellectual ability of comprehending this knowledge, the emotional stability of doing the practice, the control of the senses from the indulgences, the laziness of the body, and the attractions of the world. If the one who transcends, he will do this. If these are there with us and we are not able to do this Ishavasyam, such people, what they have to do? They have to do some things, as a result of which they become qualified again to do this Ishavasyam only, because this is the alone goal. Only seeing everything as Paramatma alone liberates us. Brahma Drushti, Atma Drushti alone is a liberation from all Jiva, Deha, Jagat Drushti, and it's created samsara. Goal to badlega nahi. But we are not able to reach to that goal or do sadhana. We do something else which makes us qualified for this, which brings that arhata in us for this. That is what second shloka says. What is that? For those who are not able to do Ishavasyamidam sarvam, they cannot be lazy. They should not run into the world of indulgences. Then they also are prescribed the do's and don'ts by the Shastra to protect that person from totally falling. So what he has to do? Kurvan neveha karmani jijivishet shatagum samaha evam tvai nanyatetosti nakarmalipyate nare. Again, simply looking four padas, one shloka has got different levels of beautiful meanings in that. The Upanishad, Shruti Mata, the Rishi, here he says, if the first one you are not able to do, the second one you have to do. What is that? Kurvan eva iha karmani. Iha, as a human being when you are born, nare. Iha nare, as a nara sharira abhimanni. What we have to do? Karmani kurvan. Every word and letter of Upanishad is so precious to convey to us the best thing there. Karmani kurvan is a present continuous tense. So kurvan eva, that eva nipata says, karte rehte hi. फिर क्या करना है? थकना है नहीं है, जबरदस्ती मरना नहीं है. फिर क्या करना है? जब तक हमारा आयुर्दायम जीवन है, तब तक जीने की इच्छा रखना है, जीने का प्रयत्न करना है, जीना भी है करते करते. That is called jijivishet, जीवितुम इच्छेत, desire to live. How many years? Shatagam samaha, shata sankhyaakaha, tadeva ayuhu. 100 years you desire to live while performing activities every moment. This is the statement of sadhana, upasana, advice and suggestion, order by the Shruti Mata. Now the rishis, the commentators, the Vyakhyanakaras, with their very sublime intellect of studying all the Shastras and years spent on contemplation about the world and the truth and all, they give lot of explanations to that. Infinite are there. It goes on flowing. One or two what we see is Kurvan eveha. Why? Because only while doing activity, the life in us is meaningful, the life in us is sustained, the life in us is justified. The moment we have stopped acting means we are invoking inactivity. Inactivity is the nature of the stones or the inertia or the dravya or the jadata. So where from the jada chetana mishra jiva, we are trying to become the Chaitanya Atma. For that we are being given the human being. Not doing that, not only that, we are doing the opposite of it. What is that? From the Jada Chaitanya Mishra Jiva, we slowly becoming Jada. If you don't do. Therefore, Kurvan neveha karmani. Karte rahe, na karte rahe. I am only telling little meanings, and not all the things. Then the moment when the Upanishad Kara Shastra says, Karmani Kurvan, immediately we have to ask, which are the karmas? Then this Vedanta Upanishad says, how dare you ask a small question to me? They are all not in me. I don't explain about that. I only will tell about the truth. You want to know the detail? Refer to Karma Kand. नहीं है तो go to भगवद गीता. Where गीता 18 chapter में जो लिखा है पढ़ो पहला 3 श्लोक. यज्ञ दान तप कर्म न त्याज्यम कार्यमेव तत्. So what Upanishad said, kurvanyeveha karmani, the definition of that karma comes in the Smriti Grantha. What is that? Yajna, Dana, Tapaha, Karma. जोड़ना पड़ता है. उपनिषद, श्रुति, स्मृति, पुराण इत्यादि सब जोड़कर पढ़ना होता है हमको. That is how the study of Vedanta is a great joy and entertainment with lot of subtle important learnings. Therefore, yajna, dana, tapaha, karmani kurvan eva. That means, in short, to put only 2. Either sit and meditate and know the truth, or involve in yajna, dana, tapa, karma. Only these 2 are allowed to us as a human being, either to remain as human being or to evolve to the divine being. If these 2 are not done, we are invoking our own falling down. And again, when we talk the karma as yajna, dana, tapa, then we need to explain what is yajna, what is dhanam, what is tapa. Then the Smriti talks about it. The 4th chapter talked about the 12 yajnas. Then 17th chapter talks about the 3 dhanas, 3 tapasyas. So we have to study all that. Shruti only says the 18 shlokas of Ishavasya. If you want to understand, you have to understand 1 lakh shlokas of Mahabharata, 32,000 shlokas of Yoga Vasishta, 18,000 shlokas of Bhagavad Mahapurana. ये सब पढ़ना पड़ता है. That's how the gurus, acharyas who have the vision, they explain us. Otherwise, this Upanishad, if it is not understood rightly in the right context under the authority of Shastra and under the guidance of Guru, it leads to such a misunderstanding. उन्होंने कहा कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि. कौन सा कर्म नहीं बोला ना, मतलब फ्रीडम दिया ना, देखो जो चाहिए मैं करूंगा. And we quote Shastra only. If the Upanishadkar wants me only to do yajna, dana, tapa, he should have mentioned it. He has not mentioned kurvaneva karmani. That's why din bhar मैं ये काम वो काम करी तो रहा हूं. That is how we justify and we quote Shastra and we create fault to us. We misguide others. This is called as devil's quoting scriptures. See the meaning? Kurvanneveha karmani. So for all of us also in this lockdown period, the only thing to protect ourselves from ourselves is 24 hours karmani kurvan. Make it a habit and hobby to exhaustively involved in this yajna, dana, tapa, karma. So in short, yajna, dana, tapaha. Yajna is the attitude of togetherness. Doing all of us together for the common cause. Dana means to be able to share whatever we have with others. Tapaha means to live in limitations, to endure all the difficulties in the service of the others. That is all tapaha. ये करते रहना है. तपाहना है, अपने आप को तड़पाना है. Tapaha means the ability, the effort to control the indriyas and mana is called tapa. Manasasya indriyanam aikagriyam japam tapaha. Niyantranam tapaha. This is the definition. Dana means charity. These are all actions and there are many. There are hundreds of yajnas. There are hundreds of danas. There are hundreds of tapas. Whatever is suitable, required for us, keep on doing. Annadana, Vastradana, Godana, Bhudana, Dhanadana. There are 8 types of dhanas mentioned in Garuda Purana at different occasions. Godana, Bhudana. At the time of Mrityu, Ashtadhanas have to be done. He will be liberated. Tiladanam, Vastradanam, Bhudanam, Godanam, Annadanam, Hiranyadanam, then Lohadanam. These are the Ashtadhanas. Other than that, so many. Shramadana is there, Vagdana is there. You can talk. The dana is an attitude of giving, attitude of sharing, which eliminates the attitude of only procuring, hoarding, acquiring, aggrandizing, indulging, enjoy. वो हमारे लिए जो स्वार्थ था वहां से बाहर आने वाला attitude को दानम. Dhanam is that attitude. Then yajnam also is attitude कि my presence is for the sake of totality. Whatever I possess is for the sake of totality. And whatever I have to be happy in that, and I reduce my indulgence, I will go through difficulties. That is called as tapasya. So, kurvanneveha karmani. What is the karmas? They are told. Second sentence, jijivishet shatagam samaha. Means, jivitum ichet. Desire to live the fully allotted lifespan. Don't cut short in your lifespan in between because of some failure, some disappointments. On the other hand, the Vedic meaning, what we told is the Laukika Artha. The Vedic Artha is what? Jijivishet Shatagam Samaha should be studied with Kurvan Neveha Karmani. Means, desire to live 100 years, fully dynamically, actively participating. If you are not dynamically, actively participating in Yajna Tapa in the world, what is happening? You are not contributing, but to live you have to consume, you are consuming, then you are invoking lot of debts on the world, for the world. To clear which you have to come again and again and work like a laborer and slave. And the thing is more subtly, painful meaning is what? Which is in connection with the next shloka, to interpretation. If you go on being a consumer only, not a giver through karma, then the world will not like it for a long time. Then what will it do? It finds us to be redundant. Slowly the world starts eliminating us. And the pain of that elimination is so bad that we feel like eliminating ourselves only to we die. मुझे कोई नहीं चाहता, मुझे मरना है. क्यों नहीं चाहता तुमको कोई भी? क्योंकि you are only a leech. You are only depending on the world. You want emotion, you want respect, you want money, you want service, you want love, and you don't give anything. Sharam nahi aata. Then who will want such a person who is always a parasite, dependent? Chi. That is why he says, the subtle meaning of it is what? Karma karte, contribute karte हुए जीने की इच्छा करो. मतलब क्या है? अगर नहीं करोगे तो मरना बेटर है. Though it is painful for you to die, it is better for the society that what unnecessary leech or dependent has gone away. So these are all the interpretations subsequently follow. But they are all at the lower level, at the Laukika level, to create the inspiration and an emotion. But the Upanishad creates the inspiration at the highest level in a positive way. It never goes into negative mode. Upanishad says, Yajna dana tapa karma karte karte 100 saal mauj mein masti mein jeete raho. When you go on doing that, last moment of life, that through Yajna dana tapa karma, with the right understanding of them, which we have not explained exhaustively, that clears off all our gardhi trishna for the dhana, for the bhoga. Thus, in the earlier shloka, the fourth pada we reach to. Then that helps us in going to third patha, tena tyaktena vunjida. Then that takes us to the second one, yat kincha jagatyam jagata, which leads us to ishavasya midagam. That is the second and first shloka are connected. Kurvanneveha karmani jiji vishet shadagam samaha. But is there any other third option, sir? There is no option given by the Shruti. We take options and we suffer. And that is how they are not, along with Shruti, they are made by ourselves. Therefore, we suffer because of them and we only become responsible to come out of them and do what Shruti says alone. That's what said in the second line. Evam tvayi na anyatha itaha asti. Na karma lipyate nere. Tvayi nare narabhimanini. For you, the human being, these are the only two ways. There is no third way. And if you live in these two ways alone, that you are slowly getting freed from the karma lepanam. Otherwise, the karmas, the avidyas, the karma phalas, all of them will keep on binding you to the samsara. So, evam tvayi nanyatha itaha asti. Nare. Tvayi nare. For you, the human being, itaha anyatha na asti. There is no other way of living life. One, yajna dana tapa karma, go on doing it and purify yourself and become qualified for the ishavasya. Second, once you are qualified, through doing ishavasya vidagam swarvam tena tyaktena, you become one with the truth. These are the only two things are mentioned by Shastra. The third thing of neither meditating nor doing yajna dana tapa, but living as per my own whims and fancies and desires, all of that, it is your created lot. Therefore, you become responsible for that and the consequent sufferings. Don't blame the Shastra or Guru or the Jagat. There is a huge valley. It is never told that you jump into the valley. You jumped it, is your thought. There is a fire. Nobody told go and jump it, you jumped it. There is a knife. Nobody told you cut your throat. Arre? Don't blame again Shastra for our suffering. And we never suffer because of what we do in the according to first and second shlokas. Second shloka doing eliminates all suffering. First shloka doing gives us bliss. पहला श्लोक सुख प्राप्ति, दूसरा श्लोक दुख निवृत्ति का है. In third line onwards, only dukkha prapti, sukha nivrutti, which we do. That will be told in the third shloka, that if these two are not followed, you are suicidal to yourself. And you go to a very difficult worlds. Asurya namati loka andena, that we will see tomorrow. Now these two mantras we will chant. First one 9 times, because we did 9 times yesterday. Second one 18 times. And while chanting, एक एक पद बोलते हुए अगेन रनिंग कमेंट्री ऑफ इट सेल्फ बताते हुए आपसे मेडिटेट कर भी सकते हैं, करवा सकते हैं. दैट इज वन वे, बट अगेन कंज्यूम्स टाइम. ऑलरेडी थॉट्स आर गिवन. कीपिंग एनी थॉट दैट आर रिमेम्बरेबल बाय यू, रिमेम्बरिंग देम, कीप चैंटिंग मंत्रास. तो आईज ऑन द बुक, माउथ इज चैंटिंग, mind is having devotion, intellect is trying to feel the meaning of it. All of them simultaneously happening. When we are able to do that, there is an integration of all of the layers of personality. There is a right utilization of them. All of them are divinized. All of them are tuned to the Upanishad, and all of them become the stepping rungs and stones for the success, the ladder of success. ऐसा करना चाहिए. The rest is the entire day is yours, entire life is yours. You can master every shloka, every mantra. किसने रोका? Beautiful are these Upanishads, I tell you. Once we come to this, ना, बाकी सब छोटा बच्चों का खेल. ओम ईशावास्यमिदगम सर्वम यत्किंच जगत्याम जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. ओम ईशावास्यमिदगुं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. ओम ईशावास्यमिदगुं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. ओम ईशावास्यमिदगुं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. ओम ईशावास्यमिदगुं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. ओम ईशावास्यमिदगुं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. ओम ईशावास्यमिदगुं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. ओम ईशावास्यमिदगुं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. ओम ईशावास्यमिदगुं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. ओम ईशावास्यमिदगुं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. Om Ishavasyamidagum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjithaha ma grudha kasya svidhanam. When we have gardhi for the dhanam of anybody, our attention is trying to earn that dhanam. When our attention is on the dhanam, our mind is also on the dhanam. And our mind will be functioning about how to make use of this dhanam for bhogam or kamana. Thus we become completely worldly, samsari, baddha jivaha. That is why first sadhana, never have desire, ownership, want for any dhanam of anybody. Here dhanam means anything which is valuable. Money, ornaments, houses, cattle, properties, whichever it is valuable is called a dhana. Whichever is utilizable, none of them should be desired by us. Thus, the desiring aspect, desire for the worldly objects, they both of them disappear with this sadhana. Then, tena tyaktena bhunjitaha, whatever is righteously owned by us, we start becoming independent of them also by doing a tyaga of them. With this readiness, we enter into the world of contemplation or the world of service. There, whomever the names and forms we are seeing, we serve them at the vyavahara level, but in the mind level, we will continuously entertain the thought that everything is permeated by the Ishvara. The Ishvara is permeating everything by becoming the Atma of everything. The Atma of everything is Sat Chit. And the Sat Chit Atma of every name and form of this world, which is Ishvara, is my own self. This is how one reaches to that Brahma Tattva. Second one, Kurvanneveha karmani, Kurvanneveha karmani, Kurvanneveha karmani, Kurvanneveha karmani, Kurvanneveha karmani, Kurvanneveha karmani, Jiji Vishet Shatagam. That is how the Sandhi Vichcheda. But while chanting, Shatagam. Jiji Vishet Shatagam Samaha. 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 Evam Tvayi Nanyatetosti. 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 Na karma lipyate nare. 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 12 times together. Kurvanneveha karmani. Jiji Vishet Shatagam Samaha. एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे If Ishavasyamidagam sarvam we are not able to do, let us keep on doing the yajna yaga, tapasya and dana karma. While doing that, let us desire to live for 100 allotted years. For who are born as human beings, there is no other third way than these two. Then alone, na karma lipyate. We will not be endowed with karma vasanas to be born again and again. If these two of yajna dana tapa karma to do the antakarna shuddhi, followed by doing ishavasyam with the shuddha antakarna, anything else we do, that goes on creating karma lepa. Karma itself is papa. The karma lepa will give us the karma phala of sukha dukkha, which is a bandhanam. Therefore, learn the first two and live life fully only for those two. Not doing anything, whatever you want, we like, or doing which is not said in the scriptures. It is not good at all. Om Om. 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Paramarushibhyo Namaha. Parabrahmane Namaha. Shruti Matre Namaha. Harihi Om.